Work from home jobs that pay you over $100,000 per year used to only be reserved for very high level positions, but nowadays that's not necessarily the case. In fact, data projections show that 25% of all professional jobs in America will be remote by the end of 2022. And in this video, I'm gonna give you 21 of the best remote work from home jobs that pay over $100,000 per year. This video was inspired by a recent CNBC Make It article that I read. And we'll start first with jobs in the marketing field. And within marketing, there are 3 jobs that we'll talk about. The first is a growth marketing manager. Your job as a growth marketing manager is to improve all the processes that increase a business's revenue. Let me put it this way, okay? So traditionally, most businesses have always used traditional marketing. And in this traditional situation, the marketing manager is typically only responsible for acquiring new customers, and that's it. Whatever happens after that, if the customer needs help with the product, or if they decide to leave after just 1 month of using the product, that becomes the responsibility of either the product or customer success department. However, in a company that uses growth marketing instead of traditional marketing, as the growth marketing manager, you're essentially responsible for all parts of the funnel. Now, typically most companies hiring for this job will like to see that you have some relevant college degree as well as previous job experience. And typically most companies will pay anywhere from $100,000 to $198,000 per year, with the average annual salary sitting just a little bit below $121,000. Next up in marketing is a marketing technology manager. The marketing department and the IT department within a company are 2 very different departments that require completely different skill sets. And so as a marketing technology manager, you act as the critical link between marketing and IT. This job will require that you be familiar with things like SEO or search engine optimization, paid search, social media, email marketing, website lead generation, and website optimization. And so essentially, you'll just have to be a very tech-savvy marketing expert in order to do this job successfully. To get this job, most companies are going to want to see that you have a few years worth of experience or a college degree. As of now, you can expect to earn between $97,000 and $205,000 per year, with the average annual salary for this job sitting right around $125K per year. And the final marketing related job is a senior content marketing manager. Content marketing has become one of the best ways for a business to grow their brand organically online by posting free content like YouTube videos, blog posts, and TikToks. And so as a senior content marketing manager, you're going to be responsible for overseeing the growth of a company's online and sometimes even offline presence by managing the creation and production of content. And so you can think of things like helping to plan and develop engaging social media posts, plan and create YouTube videos or TikToks, and anything else that's considered content. Now, many companies will like to see some type of loosely related college degree for this job. It doesn't necessarily have to be a marketing degree, but it can be things like communications, journalism, or something else that's loosely relevant. And most companies are paying anywhere between $115,000 to as high as $240,000 per year for this job, with an average annual salary of about $147,000. The next field that we'll look into is accounting and finance, and there are 3 jobs here that I want to talk with you guys about, all paying over $100K per year. But really quickly, I want to talk with you guys about something. I remember the feeling of not knowing exactly what my future was going to look like. My lack of experience meant that I didn't have many prospects, and I knew that something had to change. If you feel like your lack of experience is holding you back from the career that you want, then I'm excited to talk with you about today's sponsor, Southern New Hampshire University. SNHU has one of the largest accredited nonprofit online degree offerings in the country. And one program that I think you might like is SNHU's accounting and finance program. They feature over 200 degree programs focused on getting you into a career that you'll love. In this program, you'll learn how to identify long-term corporate investment opportunities to increase shareholder value, apply theories of asset allocation, security analysis, and portfolio diversification to manage an investment portfolio efficiently, and utilize the rules and regulations for financial accounting and reporting in a global economy. You'll also learn how to generate financial records and statements for both internal and external users, following governing rules and regulations, as well as analyze, interpret, and communicate financial and accounting information to internal and external stakeholders. All of SNHU's programs are extremely flexible. There are no set class times, so you can work when and where you want. Also, if you started college but never finished, SNHU will let you transfer up to 90 credits so that you don't have to start over. That's up to 75% of a bachelor's degree and up to 33% of a master's degree. SNHU is very affordable too. Their online tuition rates are some of the lowest in the country. So if you're ready to make the switch to a career that you love, then I think that SNHU's accounting program can help. Go to snhu.edu to learn more, or get started by clicking the link in the description below. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the first finance related job that pays over 100K per year, and that's a payroll and tax manager. Your job is to accurately prepare and file state and federal tax documents for a company. You'll be responsible for developing tax strategies and policies to help a company maintain compliance with tax laws. And considering the fact that you're dealing with tax law, it does make sense that you will need some type of college degree for this job. Generally, a bachelor's degree in accounting, business, economics, or finance will be sufficient. And some states will require that you also have your CPA license on top of the degree. Typically, you can expect to earn between $95,000 and $172,000 per year for this job, with the average salary sitting around $115,000. And the next job is a finance manager. If you become a finance manager, you'll definitely get paid very well, but it does come with some pretty important responsibilities. For starters, your primary job is to manage the financial health of a company. You'll be responsible for the budget planning as well as supporting the executive team by offering insights and financial advice that will allow them to make the best business decisions for the company. And you will of course need some college as well as some previous experience to be successful at this job. As a finance manager, you'll earn anywhere between $100,000 and $255,000 per year, with the average annual salary sitting at about $156K. And the last finance related job is a financial planning and analysis manager. Your primary job as an FP&A manager is to manage the business forecasting for a company. Essentially, you're just trying to spot trends and deviations within a company's finances and then introduce strategies for improvement. Just recently, Apple decided to cut the production of the iPhone 14. And the only reason that Apple would do this is because they can forecast and predict what's going to happen in the future based on the data that they have that the iPhone 14 won't sell as well as previous models. And most likely, the people responsible for actually catching this trend were the actual financial planning and analysis managers at Apple. As a result of Apple's decision to cut production, they're likely going to save millions, if not billions of dollars in potential lost revenue, and this is probably partly in thanks to the FP&A managers. Now, like with most finance jobs, companies will typically require that you have some college degree as well as some previous experience. And in terms of pay, you can expect to earn anywhere between $95,000 and $172,000 per year, with the average annual salary sitting at about $115,000. The next field that we'll look into is customer service, and again, there are 3 jobs here that all pay over 100K per year. The first is a customer success manager. So your job here is actually very simple. It's to help build customer loyalty with the brand, and you do this by working directly with customers to ensure that all their needs are being met and they have the support necessary to achieve their goals. Typically, after a sales team acquires a new customer, they'll then pass that customer along to you to further onboard the new customer and provide support when necessary. Now, fortunately, given the nature of this job, many companies actually don't care if you do or don't have a college degree. Instead, they'll typically want to see a few years worth of relevant customer service experience. And in terms of the salary for this job, it's going to fall anywhere between $85,000 to as high as $149,000 per year, with the average salary for this job sitting a tad bit under 100K per year at about $93,000 per year. And I promise you, I'm not going to keep repeating myself with this, but like with every job on this list, most companies are looking for remote hires for this job. Next is a technical customer success manager. Now, as the name implies, your job is basically the same thing as a regular customer success manager, except with this job, you have the added technical skills that allow you to have more technical conversations with customers. You'll likely need to help customers with things like computer configuration, email, software integration, security, and system architecture. In most cases, having customer service experience as well as a bachelor's degree in some type of relevant major is standard for this job. Additionally, any type of experience in IT is beneficial. Now, the standard salary range for this job is anywhere between $80,000 and $157,000 per year, with the average salary sitting at about $97,000 per year. Yes, I know it's not technically $100,000 or more per year, but if you want to make an extra $3K per year, then use my link down below in the description to sign up for Webull and deposit just 1 penny to get 12 free stocks valued up to $36,000. That link is down below. It's a no-brainer. Just sign up and get those free stocks. The next field we'll look at is HR and recruiting, and the first 100K plus job in this field is a senior talent acquisition specialist. So a senior talent acquisition specialist can either work within a staffing agency or within a company's HR department, and your job will be to identify, attract, and source for qualified candidates for specific jobs. And you do this by using different strategies like posting on job boards and sourcing from social media websites. The hiring process can be very difficult. Even if you have a job that's paying well over 6 figures per year and it seems like it's attractive, it can still be very difficult for that company to fill that role. And that's exactly why companies will hire senior talent acquisition specialist to help with the hiring process. Now, some companies will require that you have some type of college degree for this job, but fortunately, many companies actually don't. And you can expect to earn anywhere between $80,000 and $150,000 per year, with the national average salary for this job sitting a little bit below $100K at about $97,000 per year. Next up is an HR compensation manager who's responsible for ensuring that fair and accurate pay is being given to the employees of a company. In this job, you'll be responsible for things like setting up a company's pay and benefit structure, monitoring market wage rates to modify and develop new compensation plans, and supervise the work activities within a company to ensure that everybody's being compensated properly. So, a pretty straightforward job, and typically most companies will like to see that you have some type of relevant college as well as some previous experience. And you can expect to earn between $101,000 and $249,000 per year as an HR compensation manager, with the average annual salary sitting at about $157,000 per year. And the last HR and recruiting field job is something called a people business partner, or it can also be called an HR business partner. This job is unique in that, unlike a traditional HR position where your job is to perform, day-to-day administrative tasks or deal with things like the details of the benefits package, an HR business partner focuses on the bigger picture of the entire HR department. What you'll be doing is working closely with the senior leadership of a company to help develop the HR strategy to fit a company's overall business objectives. And so instead of implementing policy, which is what somebody in a traditional HR position would do, you'll be focusing on developing strategy. Many companies will want to see a combination of either related education or previous experience for this job. And in most cases, you can expect to earn between $100,000 and $162,000 per year for this job, with the average annual salary sitting at about $103,000 per year. The next field we'll take a look at is project management, and the first 100K plus job here is a senior project manager. So a regular project manager is somebody who develops a plan to help get a project finished. And they do this typically by developing a plan of action and working across multiple departments to ensure that everybody's doing what they have to do to ensure the project finishes. Now, a senior project manager is basically the same thing, except you're typically trusted with much larger and more complex projects. And most companies typically will like to see some type of relevant college degree, as well as previous project management experience or some other type of experience in a related job. The pay range for this job is between $98,000 and $204,000 per year, with the average take-home salary sitting at about $126,000 per year. Next is a senior clinical project manager. As the name implies, this is basically a project manager, but specifically for managing clinical trial teams. So a clinical trial, if you don't know, is when a company, typically a pharmaceutical company, researches a new medicine or treatment on a human volunteer. Now, I know that kind of sounds like some alien probing kind of stuff, but it's not. But the goal with a clinical trial is to evaluate a medicine or treatment's effect on a human's health. And so as a senior clinical project manager, your job is to oversee the clinical trial from start to finish while staying within the scope of the budget. Now, for obvious reasons, this job typically will require you to have some type of relevant college degree. Something like pharmaceutical sciences, biology, chemistry, or some other type of relevant major. And you can expect to earn between $90,000 and $189,000 per year, with the average salary sitting at about $114,000. And finally, we've got a project analyst. Your main responsibility for this job is to manage and develop new projects once research is executed and data is collected. For example, a business might decide that it's time to enter into a new market to help expand the business. Think of like when Coca-Cola decided to start selling Coke coffee, right? This was an entirely new market for Coke. And so the project analyst is in charge of doing the research to make sure that it's actually a feasible option for the business to do this. The project analyst then provides the project manager with the data they need to then go and make big picture decisions. Now, because this job is so research driven, most companies will like to see that you have some type of college degree. Most project analysts will typically have at least an associate's degree in subjects like finance, business admin, public admin, computer science, or some other related degree. Plus, having a few years of relevant work experience is a big plus. Now, the pay range for this job can vary widely. On the low end of the spectrum, you can earn about $80,000 per year, and on the high end of the spectrum, you can expect to earn about $137,000 per year, with the average salary for this job sitting around $100K per year. Now, I realize at this point that this video is getting very long, and so for the sake of time, what I'm gonna do is quickly list out the remaining 7 best work from home jobs that pay over $100K per year. So, starting at number 15, within the computer and IT field, we've got a data engineer. At number 16 is a software development and programming director. 17 is a senior healthcare systems engineer, and then at number 18 is a cybersecurity engineer. We're now moving into the medical and health field, and at number 19 is a director of healthcare system. At 20 is a practice transformation director, and then finally at number 21 is a senior director. Feel free to pause the video here to take a screenshot of this entire list so that you can then go and do your own independent research to see which job is going to be best fit for you. If you have not already dropped a like down below for the YT Algo or subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate you so much if you did both those things. You guys are all amazing. Every single one of you is incredible, and I appreciate you so much. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day or night, and as always, I will see you again very soon. Take care.